And then I said, hold the grapefruit.
Adrian?
Huh?
Is that you?
Satchet? What are you doing here?
It's been nearly 3 years, man.
I'm pretty sure it was 1.5. I wrote it down on my 2014 calendar.
It's 2016.
Oh, shoot, it has been 3 years.
Nearly 3 years.
Where you been, man?
A little more than 2 years, but we'll round it to 3
Okay, we'll round up. But where you been, man?
Here.
Oh. Where have I been?
There.
Oh. Well, what do you want to do?
Toku Talks?
Sure, why not?
Alright.
Yeah!
Hello, everyone! And welcome to another episode of Toku Talks. It is me, Sajit.
And me, not Satchet.
Also known as Adrian. And today, we're going to talk about Kamen Rider Gaim.
It's been 3 years, and this came out, 2 years ago, so we're kind of late. But hey, it's better late than never, right?
Of course.
Woohoo!
So without further ado, let's talk about the plot.
The plot.
So, Kamen Rider Gaim takes place in Xiaome City. It is a quite, let's say, utopian society that is run by the Yggdrasil Corporation, which uses the power of these different dimensional rifts or portals to this unknown world called Helheim to extract this mysterious power, but powerful power, redundancy, from these things called lock seeds. And their goal is to extract the ultimate power from this fangled thing called the forbidden fruit. You see all this biblical terminology? Yeah.
Get your Bibles, because it's time to get fruitalicious up in here.
That was bad.
That was terrible. I'm so sorry. I apologize.
Alright. And
God.
what you find in Helheim are these different fruits. Now, these are not your ordinary fruits, as one of our main character's friends would soon find out in the first episode, where they immediately, upon consumption, turn you into a monster!
Spook.
So, Adrian, why don't you talk about the society of Xiaome City?
Oh, yeah. So basically, the society of Zawame City, Zawame City, is pretty boring, except for the fact that there is a bunch of groups of teenagers and young adults called beat riders. The thing about beat riders is that they're basically kind of like, I guess, breakdance groups or hip hop, things like that, and they're just at first, it was a competitive groups. They were competitive groups that fought around in Zawame City. However, because of the Helheim portals and the lock seeds beginning to become present,
it became a battle to the death.
Exactly. So what happened is that basically cockfighting existed instead of breakdancing, and so.
Whoa!
And so yeah, basically everyone just started using lock seeds and as a way to show dominancy towards other beat rider groups, and eventually that transitioned from lock seeds to Sengoku drivers, and which eventually became the beat riders, which are Kamen Rider Gaim that we know in the series. And so yeah, that's really it.
So let me get this straight. The group of ragtag teenagers who are fighting for social dominance in the city are called beat riders.
Yeah.
And then once they get these fangled drivers, they become beat riders.
Yeah, not Kamen Riders. For once, it's a different name. But eventually they're called Kamen Riders anyway, because they're still masked.
Yeah. Doesn't Kamen mean masked?
Yeah, it does. So I mean, they're beat riders with masks.
So they're common beat riders.
Yeah.
Egg beaters for days.
That would be funny though, like if they had their advertising as Kamen Riders or Common Beat Riders. Because yeah, they never really mention Kamen Rider unless they're announcing their name. But anyway, besides that, I mean...
Whoa, sorry, on a side note. as we'll soon find out, as you will see, a lot of these Loxies and all this stuff, they follow the motif of fruit.
Mm-hmm.
But it would be nice to see a beet writer.
Ah,
Beets.
ah, oh, I'm dead. Oh.
Man, TV Asahi should have hired me.
No, they shouldn't have. Anyway, you should probably get along with the characters instead of making these crappy puns. Oh my god. Beat writers. Ugh.
It's not a Toku Talks without terrible jokes.
That's true.
Anyways, let's get on to our main characters and their development. The story of Kamen Rider Gaim follows this one ambitious young man named Kota Kazuraba. He is a young individual who seeks thrill. He seeks a path to manhood. He's tired of being a young boy living under the auspices of his his older sister. His older sister. So one day he finds that his friend, what was his name? His friend's name? It was the leader of his beat writer group.
Oh. Something like that?
Some name.
Started with the Y.
Whatever it is. He finds that he's gone missing.
Mm-hmm.
And then he quickly assumes the power of Kamen Rider Orange.
Orange. I'm pretty sure it's Gaim.
Nope, it's Orange.
Okay. Alright, Kamen Rider Orange it is.
And throughout the series, we see that he matures greatly from this young, ambitious man to this actual man. At first, he treats the Kamen Rider powers he was given from this unknown fate as a toy and to publicize him and his beat writer friends, and quickly assumes important responsibilities and starts saving the city and becomes God. I do not lie there, he becomes God.
Spoiler alert.
Well, I mean, this show has biblical references. It can't be avoided, man.
I guess, yeah.
So, Adrian, why don't you talk about the foil to Kota Kazuraba?
Oh. Yeah, well, the foil, I guess, for this character would be Kaito Kumon. He is the leader of the beat writer group Baron. And basically, they
taught me how to pass my AP exams.
Yeah. Ew. Anyway, basically, they what Kumon did was because of Yggdrasil developing inside Zawame, like their main corpse, it took down all the things that he loved, like the tree, the natural life in the city, and he began to have this hatred for them because he felt powerless, that he couldn't protect what he loved most, and that was the city itself from the change. And so basically he has this drive for power, and that he only believes that the weak should suffer and that the strong would prevail. And so basically he's thinking apocalyptic, which is really weird, especially just because he lost a tree. But besides that,
yeah, he seems to have quite ironic intentions despite his loss.
Yeah, it's just like
he loses life and he wishes death.
Yeah. But anyway, because of this, he eventually gets the Banana Loxy to takes on the form of Kamen Rider Banana, aka Kamen Rider Baron.
Banana.
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 But if you haven't noticed already, that the beat writers, like Gaim and Baron specifically, are named after their groups, because Gaim is in the Gaim beat writers and Baron's in the Baron writers. Besides that, yeah, that's basically it about Kaito.
He's really all about the weak should die and the strong will prevail. A lot of figures from history, as we've seen, so he is quite reflective of those different ideas.
Mm-hmm.
And as for our next character, it's Michi Kurashima.
Ew.
Adrian and I do not like this character because he's such a caring, compassionate individual in the beginning, but quickly becomes a name that the show will not use because it's PG.
A jerk. A big fat meanie. Annoying, whiny. Oh god, don't even get me started.
I like to imagine Michi as this, well, obviously young, but very malleable character. He is shy. But he's compassionate and he's willing to help others. But you see, that mentality gets to him as he grows in a strong captivation for one of the other B writers of Gaim. Her name is Mai,
My.
and Michi loves Mai a lot. You know, it's her classic death love story ish.
I will become stronger in order for you to love me, that kind of thing.
And he quickly becomes jealous of other people who he believes also like Mai, even though they don't.
Hmm.
At least to the level he does.
They might as well change his name from an M to a B. Am I right?
Oh, snap. That is what
uh,
I call a bird.
it is quite. Also, yeah. Besides that, though, he is the son, or not son. He's the younger brother of the owner of the Zawame branch of Yggdrasil, which we'll transition to. His name is Takatora Kurashima. Um, he's as I said earlier, the head of the Zawame Yggdrasil branch, and basically he's just motivated to protect the world from just the Helheim and its monsters. And he did is basically like researched and did research and development for his Yggdrasil, which is which they did projects for like Project Arc, the Sengoku drivers, things that were supposed to be able to help protect the city from in case of Invest's attack. But I mean, yeah, most of the time he has right intentions, but he is still a jerk about it, basically.
But throughout the series, he does grow more,
Yeah,
I guess, sympathetic to the beat writer's cause, or the ones of Gaim. Or at least everyone. Actually, no. By the end, all the beat writers join together
yeah,
and go combat the overall problem, which is the Invest invasion.
yeah. Eventually, he
So
does, yeah, become like understanding and realizes that he's been more power hungry than protective, and so I mean he changes and he becomes a likable character, at least for
it's
personally.
almost like it's like the inverse of Michi. You
Yeah,
like Michi in the beginning, you begin to hate him.
and then
You
you
don't
hate,
like you don't like Takatora in the beginning,
now
you
you like
then
him.
begin to like him.
And so yeah, that's basically it for the main characters. There's a lot of side characters in the story, mostly because they're all common writers. Especially Orin Alfonso, he's the greatest guy. He's a PCR. He's like he's a war hero, and like yeah, he's just fantastic. You'll see when you watch him. Common writer, oh, bravo, bravo. So anyway, let's
Uh,
get on to Arsenal.
yes.
Basically, there's not too much with Arsenal except for that there's really the Sengoku driver and the Lock Seeds. Sengoku driver was developed by Dr. Sengoku, who is works for Yggdrasil, and basically it utilizes the fruit of each Lock Seed to summon a different suit of armor and corresponding weapon. So, for example, if you have the orange lock seed, you'll become orange arms, and you'll receive an orange sword that's shaped like an orange slice. Um, and that's due to the lock seeds, which are produced when the fruit of Helheim are picked up by a Sengoku driver. And by itself, they can summon either Invests, or they can become the suit of armor if you're wearing the Sengoku driver. Each lock seed does have a different rank, which is pretty interesting. Like for example, rank C is like the sunflower seed, and then like rank A is like the orange and banana, and so it basically helps differentiate the strength and like the abilities of what the seed lock seeds can do for the user and things like that.
It's a very interesting concept that I think the show explores really well
Yeah,
and
definitely.
is really good for marketing because Bandai likes that stuff.
Okay, I mean the toys are okay, but I actually like them better in the show. Like this is for
Yeah.
once where it's like, okay, the show is better than the marketing for the toys. I feel like you get a lot more out of the show than from what you're getting from the toys.
Yeah. So let's go on to the music of the show. Now, if you couldn't tell so far, or we probably haven't, but Adrian and I like the show a lot, but we think that one area in which the show falls short is its music.
Hmm.
The music selection in this series is not as diverse as opposed to previous Kamen Rider series, but there are some good songs, such as "Don't Say No, Just Live More."
Which is
That
the
is
opening
them,
song.
which is the opening theme. It's very, uh, I don't know,
Rocket.
hype. It gets
Yeah,
you hyped.
yeah,
It's really riveting. It gets you pumped.
yeah.
And then there's I guess, the obligatory dramatic towards the end series song called Rambu
Which
Escalation.
is sung by Kaito and Kota, which is usually what happens for every Kamen Rider season. The main actor song. Thinking about it, they're kind of like Disney, right? How Disney has like all their members start singing for stuff. That's pretty interesting. How TVSI does the same thing with their Kamen Riders.
Yeah.
Yeah,
As for Rambo Escalation, it's again very dramatic, and I personally like it quite a bit.
that's nice. Yeah,
Yeah, and then everything else is just battle music. I mean,
basically.
you can look up other, I guess, lyric songs in the series, but I think that they fall short, as I said. But I think one strength of the show is its battle themes,
Yeah,
because I mean, the choreography and the storytelling go very well hand in hand in this show, as we'll talk about in our final
yeah.
analysis. But
I mean,
keep that in
especially with
mind.
like the beginning when they're henching, you just hear like hoo ha ha hoo ha ha. I mean, sure it gets annoying after a while, but it's cool nonetheless. It gets you pumped, right? It's like, oh, this guy's gonna have a fight, so it's nice.
Yeah, the battle themes and the choreography go
Hand in
very
hand,
well
yeah.
hand in hand.
But then
So without
individually, it's like the battle music does have a weaker side. So
yeah, so without further ado, let's go on to our overall slash final thoughts. And of course, what is a Toku Talks without Sachet Rants?
Sachet Rants.
So I'll keep it brief, at least I try to. And I think I already expressed my disliking with the songs in this show. Again, it's not as diverse. A lot of the songs are not as memorable, but I will concede in that the battle themes are strong and they go, again, very, very well with the choreography and the storytelling. That's pretty much it. That is my rant. Very short.
Oh, I just made the sign for Sachet Rant. Oh, okay. Well,
Well, we'll talk about it at a different show
yeah, that's true.
where I probably am very colorful about my hate. So, what do you think, Adrian?
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna go into your review after that.
Aren't we in our review?
Oh yeah, I thought you had more besides your Sachet Rants. Okay, well, I guess I'll go first then. So basically, I only have like a couple points. Really, for me, the story could be serious at a couple times, and like especially with like most of the characters having like a death and hardship and part of their background. I mean, sure, it's common for the Kamen Rider series, but I mean, there's a lot of side characters and a lot of main characters, and all of them having those backgrounds. It's like, oh, what happened during their like birth and childhood that caused this, right? I mean, it's not like we're Go Busters where like in a laboratory like disappeared, right? For here, it's like everyone's just dying or having sicknesses or like losing things. It's crazy. And then also it's like it's mostly about gaining power. This whole series has a theme of power, like a power struggle, and that well, I mean, sure, everyone does gradually get stronger, better, and I mean, whether it be better for worse, it does end up with a catastrophic result, and so I mean, it's kind of it's alright. It's alright. I don't too much of the addiction for power, but I mean, with the most of Gaim being about kind of like a war esque era, it works hand in hand. And then lastly, like the war in the beginning from episode one never shows up, which was pretty lame. Besides that, the structure of the episode's easy to follow, and then that most of the end battles don't always show up with just the invest. There's also a lot of conflict between the opposing riders, which is really nice. It's a lot different, especially with the huge variety of riders that they have. Like I think like 12 to 14. That letting them battle together does add a bit more variety, which makes it nice. A lot of alliances, betrayals, and so on and so forth. That you'll have a fun time. That nothing goes too stale. The Arsenal I like more than the toy brand, as I said earlier. I find it cool, unique, and funny. Or cool, unique, and fun, not funny. And that the idea of everything being interchangeable, like for example, Gaim can wear the banana arms and Kaito can wear the orange arms. Like it's cool. it just allows so much versatility and so much to your imagination that you can wander around with. It's kind of like O's, except all writers can do it, so that's a nice touch. Overall thoughts. The final arms, Kiwami arms, is something that I love because I mean, who doesn't love fruit baskets? And that
You just are obsessed with fruit baskets.
and that it's dark. The show's dark, but it's similar to the Heisei era, like that kind of style, like Faiz or Kabuto, like the early seasons. But it does have a lot more comic relief, so that's a nice touch too. The story's easy to follow. Oren's my favorite character. It will get confusing in the middle and then a little bit towards the end, but it does um, make it up eventually with the action. But yeah, I mean, the backstory with Helheim gets confusing to follow. So just a note on that. But overall, fun. Form changing is the gimmick for this, and it's great. It works really well. And that I think you'll definitely like it. Characters, writers, action will give you a fun time watching this whole series.
I couldn't have said it better myself. The show itself, I think, is very refreshing in the Kamen Rider universe. It is the first time I think we've seen much darker plot in a long time,
Yeah,
and I
definitely.
think the show itself sets a precedent for future Kamen Rider series to follow this type of much more, I guess, immersive story that really relates to, I guess, common themes of adversity, power, all the such. So I think that I find the story really relatable. The the plot is much darker and it's refreshing overall. And I give this series, I don't know, 8.5 out of 10 because
I
I just
yeah,
picked a
I
number
could
out of the
probably
air.
agree. I can probably agree with 8.5 out of 10. I think the point 0.5 is just out of personal preference and liking for me. So
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, watch this show. It's worth your time.
Yeah. So without any more, I guess, noise from us, go and watch the series for yourself. Who knows? Maybe you may have a different opinion from us. That shouldn't matter. It's your viewing experience, and we're just telling you what it's all about.
Yeah, and definitely if you like the series and the recommendation was from us, then let us know in the comments and just give us a little hello, and maybe we can talk about the series and stuff like that.
So, it's been Satchet,
And Adrian,
and we'll see you sometime.
sometime. Thank you so much for watching, and yeah, we're back.
Kinda.
Kinda.
Bye.
Bye.